AITA for telling my sister she can't move in with me after she blew up her own life? So I, 32F, have always been the responsible one in my family. My parents divorced when I was 14, and my little sister Emma, now 27F, was 9. I basically helped raise her because my mom was struggling to make ends meet and my dad moved 2 states away to find himself. I cooked, babysat, helped with homework, the usual older sibling stuff that somehow became my full-time job. Fast forward to adulthood. I got a stable job in marketing, bought a modest 2-bedroom townhouse, and have been trying to build a quiet, low-drama life. Emma has always been more spontaneous. She's creative, funny, and charming, but she also has a history of making impulsive choices. She's dropped out of college twice, dated guys who treated her terribly, and hopped between jobs like she was allergic to staying in one place. About 6 months ago, Emma met this guy, Tyler. He's one of those wannabe entrepreneurs who insists his crypto startup is about to blow up but doesn't have an actual income. They moved in together after 6 weeks. I told her to slow down, but she said I was being judgmental and jealous of her freedom. 2 weeks ago, I got a frantic call from her at midnight. She was crying and said Tyler had kicked her out after a huge fight. Apparently, she found out he was cheating with someone he met at a music festival, confronted him, and he told her to get out. She said she had nowhere to go and asked if she could stay with me for a little while. Now, I love my sister, but Emma living with me is a lot. She's messy, stays up until 3 a.m. watching loud shows, and tends to treat any space she lives in like a dorm room. Plus, I just started dating someone seriously for the first time in years, and having Emma move in would make that infinitely more complicated. Still, I told her she could crash for a few nights while she figured things out. I even took a day off work to help her get her stuff from Tyler's place and bought her groceries. I tried to make her feel comfortable, but after 3 days, it was clear she wasn't planning to leave soon. She unpacked her suitcase into my guest room dresser, left makeup all over the bathroom, and ordered 3 huge packages to my address. When I asked if she'd found any job leads or apartment options, she said, "Oh, I'm just taking some time to decompress. I've been through a lot emotionally." I get that, but she was also spending her days watching Netflix, scrolling TikTok, and door-dashing meals on my credit card, which she somehow got access to after I let her order groceries once. After about 10 days, I sat her down and said, "Emma, I love you, but you need to start figuring out your next steps. I can't support you long-term." She rolled her eyes and said, "Wow, I didn't realize there was a deadline on sisterly compassion." I explained that compassion doesn't mean becoming someone's indefinite safety net. She accused me of turning into mom, which stung because she used to say the same thing when we were younger whenever I tried to enforce basic structure. That night, she texted our mom about how I was kicking her out after everything she's been through. Mom called me crying, saying Emma just needed a little more time to heal. I asked how long a little more time was, and Mom said, until she gets back on her feet. I asked if Emma could stay with her then, and Mom said she didn't have room since she'd just downsized to a 1-bedroom. Things came to a head when I came home last Friday to find that Emma had invited a few friends over, including a guy she just started seeing, and they were drinking in my living room. One of them spilled wine on my rug, and my cat was hiding under the couch terrified. When I told them to leave, Emma got defensive and said I was acting like a landlord. That was it for me. After everyone left, I told Emma she needed to find somewhere else to stay by the end of the weekend. She called me heartless, said I'd abandoned her just like Dad did, and stormed off to her room. Saturday, she barely spoke to me. Sunday night, she said she'd go stay with a friend for now, and left without another word. I thought that was the end of it, but then I got a text from our mom saying I should be ashamed for choosing peace over family. She said Emma told her I'd thrown her out onto the street. Now half my extended family seems to think I'm some cold, selfish person who wouldn't help her sister in crisis. My aunt even posted a vague Facebook status about people who forget where they came from. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here exhausted, with a stained rug and a maxed-out credit card bill from DoorDash charges Emma never offered to repay. I've tried explaining my side, that I gave Emma a safe place for nearly 2 weeks, helped her move, bought her groceries, and only asked for basic respect and responsibility. But it's like everyone hears, I kicked out my sad, heartbroken sister, and nothing else. The thing is, I know Emma's pattern. This isn't her first meltdown, and every time she hits rock bottom, someone swoops in to fix things for her until she gets comfortable again. Then she repeats the cycle. I didn't want to be another enabler. But now I feel guilty because she really did get hurt by that breakup, and maybe I should have been more patient. My boyfriend thinks I did the right thing and that I'm being gaslit by my family. My mom says I owe it to family to take care of Emma because you're the one who has it together. I keep going back and forth between feeling justified and feeling like a terrible sister. Did I go too far by giving her a deadline? Should I have let her stay until she was emotionally ready to move on? Or is this just another round of Emma avoiding consequences while everyone else plays cleanup? AITA for telling my sister she couldn't keep living with me after she blew up her own life? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the content grow and motivates me to create even more great videos. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any new uploads. By the way, I'm curious, when do you usually watch my videos? While working, studying, or just relaxing at home? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for your support. AITA for ruining my sister's wedding because I wouldn't give up my service dog. I, 26F, have a service dog named Murphy. He's a golden retriever, extremely well trained, and I've had him for 4 years. I have a neurological condition that causes unpredictable fainting spells and occasional seizures. Murphy is trained to alert me when something is off, and he can fetch my meds or alert others if I lose consciousness. He's literally saved my life more than once. I don't go anywhere without him. I legally don't have to. And more importantly, I physically can't. My sister Emma, 28F, has always had a complicated relationship with Murphy. She thinks I use him for attention. She's made passive-aggressive comments like, "Must be nice to bring your dog everywhere," or "Your lucky people just let you skip lines or sit wherever you want because of your condition." It's hurtful, but I've always brushed it off for the sake of family peace. Emma got married 2 weeks ago. I was supposed to be a bridesmaid. When we did the dress fitting, Murphy was with me. The dress was tailored to accommodate him, sitting or lying next to me. Emma didn't say much at the time, but 3 days before the wedding, I got a long, emotional message from her. She said she wanted her wedding to be elegant and uncluttered, and that having a dog, even a service dog, would distract from the aesthetic. She offered to hire a medical assistant to shadow me the entire day, just in case something happened, so Murphy wouldn't be necessary. She said I could make it up to her by sitting out the ceremony and just coming to the reception later. Murphy could stay in a suite with a dog sitter, and I could use the assistant. I told her absolutely not. Murphy isn't optional for me. He alerts me before anything happens, which gives me time to take action. A stranger wouldn't know what signs to look for. Plus, I've had traumatic experiences in the past when people didn't take my condition seriously. Murphy gives me independence and peace of mind. She freaked out, said I was being selfish, that I was making her wedding about me, and that if I truly loved her, I'd compromise just this once. I said no. The day of the wedding, I showed up with Murphy, fully dressed and ready. Emma saw me during the pre-ceremony photos and started crying, full-on sobbing. She pulled me aside and said I'd ruined everything. Her fiancé tried to mediate, but she was inconsolable. She told me I could either leave or not be part of the wedding party. I told her I wasn't leaving, but if she didn't want me standing up there with her, that was her choice. She replaced me with one of her friends last minute. I sat in the third row with Murphy. A few people looked surprised, but nobody said anything. Murphy was perfectly behaved. At the reception, I stayed for about an hour before leaving. I didn't want to cause more drama. Since then, Emma hasn't spoken to me. My mom thinks I should have just let it go for one day. My dad is on my side, but says I could have been less rigid. A few of the bridesmaids told me I made it weird by showing up anyway. Even my cousin, who's usually team me, said that I probably should have just stayed home if it was going to cause so much tension. But I don't think I did anything wrong. I'm not bringing Murphy to be difficult. I'm bringing him because without him, I can end up unconscious and alone. It's not a preference, it's a medical necessity. And it's not like he was jumping on people or barking. He literally laid down the entire time. Still, I can't help but feel like maybe I could have just stayed home to keep the peace. Maybe I ruined her perfect day. But is that really on me? AITA? AITA for refusing to let my sister bring her emotional support dog to my child-free wedding even though she says she'll cut me off forever if I don't. I, 29F, am getting married next summer to my fiancé, Mark, 31M. We've been together for 5 years, and our wedding planning has been mostly smooth, except for one huge issue involving my sister, Jenna, 26F. Jenna has always been the more dramatic one between us. She's sweet in her own way, but she's very emotional, very reactive, and tends to make everything about her. Growing up, she was the sensitive kid, and our parents always had to walk on eggshells around her. I used to think she exaggerated things, but as we got older, she was actually diagnosed with severe anxiety and panic disorder. I've always tried to be understanding and supportive. About 2 years ago, Jenna got an emotional support dog, a golden retriever named Charlie. He's genuinely adorable and well-behaved most of the time, but he's also big, sheds everywhere, and is, well, still a dog. She takes him literally everywhere. Grocery store, restaurants, movie theaters, family events, everything. When we announced that our wedding would be child-free, I emphasized that it would also be a pet-free event. It's at a historic estate with strict venue rules. No animals allowed, no exceptions, not even for service animals unless medically necessary, because of preservation concerns and allergies. The coordinator was very clear about this. Jenna immediately called me in tears when she saw the no pets line in the invite. She said that if Charlie couldn't come, she couldn't come either because being without him triggers her panic attacks. I reminded her that this wasn't just me being difficult. The venue has policies and insurance requirements. She told me I was being heartless and ableist. I suggested a few compromises. She could stay at a nearby pet-friendly Airbnb and bring Charlie there. I'd assign one of my close friends, a therapist, as a calm support buddy for her at the wedding. If she felt anxious, she could step outside or take breaks. She refused all of that, saying I was punishing her for having a disability. My parents got involved, and of course they took her side. They said it's just one dog, and that my wedding should be inclusive and loving. My mom even offered to pay an extra cleaning fee to the venue. I checked, and the coordinator said absolutely not. It's a liability issue, not a cleaning one. The fight escalated fast. Jenna made a Facebook post basically calling me out without naming me. She wrote about people who pretend to be supportive of mental health until it's inconvenient for their Pinterest-perfect weddings. A bunch of her friends and even some of my extended family members commented, saying that family should come before aesthetics. Now the narrative has become brideband's sister with mental illness from her wedding, which isn't even true. I never said she couldn't come, just that the dog couldn't. But she's made it clear that she won't attend without Charlie. Here's where things got worse. A few weeks ago, I went to a family barbecue, and Jenna brought Charlie as usual. He's friendly but gets excited easily. While he was running around, he jumped on one of the tables and knocked over drinks. My cousin's toddler got scared and cried for 20 minutes. My mom still tried to defend it, saying he's just being playful. That incident just reinforced why I don't want animals at a formal event with expensive decor, food, and dresses everywhere. I try to stay calm, but Jenna keeps sending long texts saying I'm discriminating against her and that I'm setting a dangerous precedent in the family by not making accommodations. She said she won't forgive me if she's not allowed to bring Charlie, and that if I exclude her, I should expect to lose her forever. Mark has been incredibly patient, but told me I should stop trying to negotiate. He said, if she chooses not to come, that's her decision, not yours. But I feel guilty. My sister has always struggled, and I don't want her to feel unsupported. Still, I can't break the venue's rules or make my entire wedding revolve around her needs. Then last week, she told me she'd found a loophole. She plans to register Charlie as a service animal, not an emotional support animal. She even bragged about it, saying they can't legally deny me if he's a service dog. I was honestly shocked because she was talking about faking a legal designation just to get her way. I told her that was unethical and possibly illegal. She said, "You've left me no choice." Now I'm furious. It's one thing to advocate for accommodations. It's another to exploit a system designed to help people with real service animals. I told her if she tried to bring the dog under false pretenses, she'd be turned away at the door. She screamed at me that I was kicking her out of my life. Our parents think I should just give in to keep the peace. My dad said, "You'll regret not having your sister at your wedding more than a little dog hair." But it's not about dog hair. It's about boundaries, fairness, and honesty. Even some of my bridesmaids are split on this. One, who has severe allergies, said she wouldn't be able to stay in the same room if there was a dog there. Another said I should just let Jenna have her comfort animal because, what's the harm? I feel like no matter what I do, someone will think I'm the villain. If I let her bring the dog, I'm disrespecting the venue and risking chaos. If I don't, I'm the cruel sister who excluded her mentally ill sibling. My fiancé says this whole situation has shown him why I sometimes avoid family gatherings, because everything turns into an emotional standoff. He's still supportive, but I can tell he's tired of the drama. So, here I am, wondering if I really am the one being unreasonable. I love my sister, but I also believe there have to be limits. I've offered multiple solutions that would allow her to attend comfortably. She's the one choosing not to compromise. But then again, she's right that I don't understand what it's like to live with her kind of anxiety. Maybe she truly can't handle being without Charlie, and maybe I'm being too rigid. The thought of her sitting at home, crying, while everyone celebrates honestly breaks my heart. Still, I can't shake the feeling that she's manipulating me by using her diagnosis as a weapon. It's like she's saying, if you don't do exactly what I want, you're a bad sister. So, Reddit, AITA for not letting my sister bring her emotional support dog to my wedding, even if it means she won't come at all?